Today we have a lot to talk about, especially a non-spoiler review of the Batman. So hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. We're about to start right now. Let's go. Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of the Miami Geeks Weekly Updates, brought to you by digitalcracknetwork.com. I'm your host, Punisher305. With me, as always, old school gaming specialist, Uncle Willie.
Still a little salty.
Why?
I'm still a little salty. Not at you. I want that cleared up. Not at you.
Oh, okay.
I'm still a little salty because y'all got to go see the Batman yesterday, and I couldn't go. You
know what? And to be honest, being that you were not there, I have to say that you're really missed. Me and cousin Jose, we were just talking. Also, Petey, he was also pretty much talking about it. Like the things that we did at this private screening was just amazing. But I will get to that part later because we need to talk about what's going on now, Willie, and we have a lot to talk about. So Valve will happily help Microsoft put Game Pass on Steam. I don't see why not, to be honest. If they're gonna put it on Steam, which I'm guessing they're gonna put it on the Steam Deck, right, Willie? Because
that's the idea.
I mean, it will work, being that machine is pretty much doing great things right now, almost up to par with with the Switch, kind of.
I wouldn't. I mean, people are comparing them. I don't think the comparisons are fair, but unfortunately, since they're both handhelds, essentially. Yeah. And they can both dock and play on a TV.
Yeah.
The comparisons are inevitable. But game library wise, way different.
Oh no, that's for sure. But it looks like the Valve boss Gabe Newell would happily help Microsoft get the Game Pass on the Steam. He said, pretty much doing an interview with PC Gamer. Newell was asked about this, optional creating a subscription service with Microsoft and Game Pass on the Steam Deck. In response, Newell said, I don't think it's something that we will, I don't think it's something that we think we need to do ourselves, building a subscription service at this time. Why that type of response? I mean,
well, because the question that was asked at him was if they would consider making a subscription service similar to Game Pass.
Okay.
And so Lord Gaben went and just basically said, I don't think it's something that we would do. In fact, the exact quote as you said, I don't think it's something that we think we need to do ourselves, building a subscription service at this time. But for Microsoft's customer, it's clearly a popular option, and we'd be more than happy to work with them to get that on Steam. Now I don't know if you know how big that is.
That's pretty huge. I mean, from the sound of it.
Right now, okay. For those who don't know, what the Steam Deck is, well, I mean, it's a PC thing, so I understand. Steam Deck is basically Steam's answer to, as Punisher said, the Switch. A handheld console that people can use to play PC games. A lot of PC games. I mean, Steam has a huge library, and not every game is playable as of yet, but they're working on it, and there's quite a few games already available. Since it's essentially a PC, people who get the Steam Deck are, of course, going to want to go and install other things in there, Windows being probably the most common one. But, a game service like Game Pass will probably be a little difficult to get in there because... I could do it. I'm pretty sure I can get it working. But for the average person, not so much. But now imagine Microsoft works with Steam, gets Game Pass on Steam, and by extension, on the Steam Deck. Now suddenly you could be holding a console that could be playing quite a few PC and console releases. I mean, again, it's not fair to compare the Switch to the Steam Deck because two completely different software libraries.
Very different.
But the prospect of playing Halo Infinite on the go on an actual console is pretty enticing.
Oh, very. And I think with a machine that powerful, I really think that would be awesome.
And it is a pretty powerful machine. It's quite a power. I would put it as maybe being a portable Xbox Series S.
Hmm.
That's nothing to shake a stick at.
No, man, no. I think if they do go this route, it'll be a big game changer for them. And especially for gamers out there to have a really good portable console on the go to play certain games like from Microsoft. I think it'll be a big game changer, like you said, right now, Willie.
I feel bad for the people who want to have access to pretty much as many games as they can,
Hmm.
because now they have to face the prospect of carrying a Steam Deck for PC and Xbox games,
Yeah.
carrying a Switch, and maybe carrying like what I do, carrying a phone we don't use anymore, put a controller on it just to play emulated games.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't need to play that many games at once, but Jesus, the temptation.
Big time.
Meanwhile,
Big time.
PlayStation sitting there and saying, "But we have Horizon Forbidden West." I mean, you have to buy a PlayStation console, and yeah, nobody can buy a PS5, but we have it.
I mean, yeah, it's like a we have this, we have this buffet
Gee,
over here.
if only Sony were to have a portable console that could play a lot of really good games.
Hmm.
Boy, if they only had one of those, huh?
Hmm.
No, I'm not bitter about the Vita.
No, no. But whatever, dude. And I personally think if that's what they're gonna be doing with the Steam Deck, I say go for it, man. They're not gonna lose off this. They're not. There's no way of losing.
Fuck yeah. Can you imagine playing like having a Game Pass subscription and having access to all those games on the go along with your PC games?
It'll be amazing. I'm telling you right now. And a lot of these competitive Halo players right now to have that on the go so they can practice while they're at work or at school, after school, break, whatever you're doing. Just
I
it'll
mean,
be kind of good.
that's an edge case. I can
Mhm.
see it happening because I mean, like me right now. Not that I go anywhere, but
No,
if I were to,
no, but
it'd be
it's
pretty
even
cool.
good. Like let's say for now, like on vacation trips, kids in the back and whatnot, they have a Steam Deck and they can play certain games off of there. That'd be pretty awesome.
I'd get a Steam Deck, but I have one question for Valve. It's a
Uh,
very important question.
Go.
Will I be able to play my copy of Soda Drinker Pro?
Oh God, soda drinker, really, Willie? We're gonna go that
Bruh,
route?
it's in my library. I can't get rid of it. I gotta play it sometime, right?
Uh, I don't know, man. I just say ask if you can get your money back. At least 2 cents. I
Yeah,
don't care, bro. Just get it
it
back.
was a free copy.
It was, give your money
It
back.
was a
It's free.
free
I don't
copy.
care.
Give
I
me
don't know how
money
you
to
can
get
delete
rid of
that.
this.
Oh my
I'm
God.
thinking, what better way for me to show how smart I am with my money and to spend $600 on a portable console so I can play that game.
Yeah, no, 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 no. Priceless. I'll record it just to be honest. I'll record it just for the fuck of it. But man, let's continue on. And technically, so we're talking about Nintendo. We brought it up into this conversation. Nintendo pulls Smash Brothers Super Smash Brothers from Evo 2022 esports tournament. Willie, I know we've talked about this whole time about them kind of like doing this whole thing of pulling Smash Brothers from certain tournaments, but I would never expect them to do it like that for Evo 2022. So what seems to be the hubbub here? Like, what is it? Another thing about not having licenses or stuff like that to to play Super Smash Brothers for Evo?
This is a classic case of Nintendo being Nintendo. Like at the end of the day, Nintendo go Nintendo.
Mm,
It makes little to no sense. Smash has been there for quite a while, since 2007, with Melee, because Melee was the first one that really got a esports attention as far as
yeah.
Smash Bros is concerned. And Evo is the biggest fighting tournament of them all.
Mm,
Nintendo not wanting to have Smash there, I don't understand it. But then again, Nintendo go Nintendo.
got it.
That's how they work. They have a weird way of deciding, of making decisions. Oh, fans like our game? Fuck them. They can't see people playing it.
It's fucked up, dude.
That'll teach them.
That will be definitely messed up.
I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that Sony owns Evo now, right?
I mean, could it? Maybe they're being that bitter, but again, they were having this type of issue since last year, if I recall, right?
No, well, last year was an online only thing, and the year before, Evo had this huge controversy with accusations of abuse. What the fuck is it with video game companies and abuse?
I don't know, man. It just
But
sticks.
Nintendo loves to control the narrative when it comes to their games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably one of those things where Nintendo couldn't sit there and tell them how to run the event.
Mm-hmm.
And so they said, well, fine. I'll just take my ball and go home.
Pretty dick move, I gotta say.
Whatever. People are going to have their tournaments their own way. And Nintendo can cry about it. They will cry about it until someone goes and does something that makes them stick their lawyers on them. Because Nintendo likes to lawyer up.
True. And whatever, man, that's fine with them. And like pretty much I would like to ask is our audience here. What do you guys think about what we're talking about now? Earlier now, later, and what we're gonna be speaking about. Please comment down below, let us know your thoughts. We would love to have a conversation about this. And let's continue on. Which technically right now,
I'm sorry. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to have a conversation lately because work.
It's fine. They're pretty much there just waiting to hear from you, Willie. So that's not even a problem. But let's continue on, man. And it's about Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet ushers in a new generation of Pokemon later this year. Which yes. I had no idea this was happening. Mind you, I just thought it was gonna be a new 9th gen generation, all these cool games and blah 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 blah. Until they started bringing out that there's 3 new Pokemons that are just being added to this whole thing. Let's talk about it, Willie.
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk about this. We've actually talked about this on Friday. How Gen 9 was trending on Twitter.
Yeah,
I did say let's wait until we get official notification. Here it is. Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet. New games in the traditional turn-based series, and it's going to feature Gen 9 Pokemon. And I just want to say, my nephew, who loves these games, and I talked about this before the podcast. I went and told him, oh yeah, Gen 9's a thing, and I told him the name of the games. But what are the starting Pokemon? Please put them up on the screen.
I just did right now.
I told him, and actually I searched it for him, and I showed him the starting Pokemon, and the exact words from his mouth. What are those? So yeah, I'm gonna say that the reveal went like a thud, went down like a thud with him. I'm sure there are other people that are more than happy because new Pokemon. I myself am too old to remember all these fucking things. I know Gen 1.
Yeah.
I know a couple from Gen 2. Leave me alone.
I don't know like enough from Gen 1 just to say I'm cool enough, but that's as far as I go. I don't know these.
I know nothing.
Dude, like these new 3 ones. There's a water duckling, a fire croc, and a grass cat. Like
that's what I'm gonna call them.
Yeah,
because they got stupid names.
They do. What is this
one?
Sprigatito?
Grass cat is called Sprigatito.
Sprigatito, yeah.
Firecracker is called Fuecoco. And the water duckling is called Quaxley.
Quaxley, yeah, that's cute.
Because you can't go say cat, croc, duck. No, you can't.
No,
you gotta come up with crazy ass names.
It's as creative as freaking watching
I feel
what's this
I seriously when I read those names, I feel like I'm watching CNN and there's a commercial for some medication that'll cure, I don't know, my left-footedness.
Drink Quaxley. It'll help you with your fungus and tungus and all stuff.
Yeah. Have a problem with your right eye winking all the time? Try Sprigatito. Side effects may include death.
And anal leakage.
Yeah.
But dude,
death and anal seepage. You know what? I'll take the death. I don't want to liquefy from my ass. Nah, that's all right. I got enough problems. Just kill me.
I'll take the hit. That's it. Fuck it.
Yeah, just fuck it. No, cousin Jose can't have my games.
Well, if he's hearing, he knows now not to touch your games. Which
he knows it, but he keeps asking.
But it's always an ongoing battle. He knows it's a no, but he's like, so if
I'll tell you what.
Now, can I take it?
I tell you what.
Go,
cousin Jose. If you're listening. You can have one game, and only one. Soda Drinker Pro.
Well, there you go.
I'm gonna get that shit out my library somehow, even if I gotta die to do it.
Oh man, oh he's gonna be thrilled. But let's continue on, man. Which it looks like House of Dead remake looks like it's heading towards Stadia, as was the Switch. I didn't really expect it to hit Stadia. I thought Stadia was already kind of like dead in the water already. But yeah, I guess Google Stadia is gonna be getting the House of Dead remake and also the Switch. Now, for a game like this, Willie, I kind of see a little more on the Switch and maybe on one of the consoles we have now for the PS5, Xbox and whatnot. I just don't know how it's going to function on Stadia, being that it's online, and you know how it is. You know how Stadia is. It doesn't have such a great rep, but it gets around.
Well,
but I just don't know.
This game was announced back in 2019, and the Switch port was specified. Being on Stadia, first of all, yes, I'm like you. I forgot the thing even existed. But you know what? It's good on Google. Good on Google for, you know, remembering that it still exists and trying to get some crumbs. But yeah, as far as playing this on Stadia, this is a Twitch shooting game. I don't know how that's going to work with the lag that Stadia still has. Let's face it, not everybody has spectacular internet speeds.
True.
So, yeah, I don't know about this one.
I don't know about either. I mean, I've always been a fan of that series of games, of the freaking House of the Dead. I'm glad they're gonna make a remake, which, you know, it's been a long time, and I'm pretty sure that like people nowadays are gonna have a lot of fun with that game. I just don't know how it's gonna work on a Stadia like that. I can't imagine the Switch, because they also have those little adapters and you can do certain things with it and make it as a gun and stuff you can play. But I just don't know how it's gonna work on a Stadia, and then it's gonna be online, so it's gonna have to download and play and stuff like that. So I don't know. I really have my doubts on that one. But again, for people that out here that have Stadia, what do you guys think about playing House of the Dead on Stadia on one of your controllers? And what do you think if there's going to be any lag or any problems with that? Please comment down below. We'd love to hear your thought and talk about it. Now, Willie, we come to that one important part of this segment we're going to be talking about is the impressions of the Batman.
Okay, so the floor is all yours, Punisher.
Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, as you guys know, we're going to be talking about the Batman. Right now, off the bat, there's going to be no spoilers. We're just going to give you pretty much the things you need to know about this movie, our thoughts, our impressions, even what happened in the red carpet event, which I have to say was quite remarkable. Being that we're invited almost a couple days before it came out here in Miami, they just pretty much specified to be on a certain time because it's going to happen on a Sunday and we need you guys to be there ASAP. You know, we pretty much set up, we coordinated, we advised, you know, our team itself that we're going to be there on a certain time. Uncle Willie couldn't make it due to personal reasons with work, but cousin Jose was there with us, and so was Petey. Now, once we got there, we're like, okay, I guess we have to check in. There's 2 check-ins to do this, and so much going on. And like, I was like, kind of like worried. I'm like, man, what's going on here at this time that they're making us do all these waits and stuff like that? So whatever. Once they got us in, they pretty much, they guide us like, okay, guys, you guys are going to be in theater 21. So walk this way, follow this crew, and watch what's waiting for you guys around the corner. When we did that, we had to do a personal check-in, Willie, where they gave us our bands and they had a red carpet display across. And, you know, if you wanted to go on there and just take a picture on the red carpet, be kind of cool about it, and, you know, you could do that. Or if you're the media or the press, wait for the stars to arrive to take a picture on that red carpet. But they also had strict rules. If you were late to go in the theater while that's happening, the possibilities of anything like your shares being saved, well, it's going to go out the window. Meaning whoever gets there, it sits in your seat, that's where they're sitting, and you find another chair. So it was quite stressful. Thank God for cousin Jose and Petey that we're kind of like maneuvering around, taking pictures everywhere as much as we can. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to risk losing my chair, and let's just sit there and whatever and see what happens. Enrique Santos, who was known here in Miami, was one of the guests that showed up. And I'm like, oh my God, cool. You know, somebody from Miami, big radio station, DJ and stuff like that, really cool guy, was announcing about the whole movie and giving away some cool prizes and stuff like that. And then we had to wait past the time that the movie was going to start because the start was late. But we didn't know that because they just kept insisting they're waiting because they're bringing more stuff to give out. And I was like, man, pretty much everybody got a chair with a shirt and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, we already got what we need. We just want to see the movie. Like, what else are we waiting for? Like, what? So we're gonna have a special guest from maybe the director or a certain star, not Robert Pattinson, because we're not gonna expect that guy. You know, I was expecting like maybe like one of the guys that got hit in the head with a falling object from the movie. But whatever. So we're like, fine, let's just, just chill here for a bit and see what happens. I'm there with my camera ready, see what's going on. And all suddenly, out of nowhere, you just see Enrique Sato comes up and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, the star of the movie, Robert Pattinson. And he just showed up. And I was just like, like I was in shock. I didn't know what to do. And the best part about it, Willie, nobody stood up and like for when the day we saw Jackie Chan, you know how that was, like, everybody standing up and kind of like hounding.
Oh, I have some stories,
dude. Well, it wasn't like that. Everyone was literally sitting down calmly. He was able to pass by, and I'm there recording with my little tiny boom mic and everything, just getting all the audio. And it was just like, I couldn't believe it, dude. And once that was over, the movie started, and let's get started with the impression. All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we know, Robert Pattinson was the Batman, Zoe Kravitz was Selena Kyle, Paul Dano was the Riddler, Colin Farrell was the Penguin, Jeffrey Wright was James Gordon, Andy Serkis was Alfred. So the movie is technically about when the Riddler, he's pretty much a sadistic killer, begins murdering a lot of key politician people in Gotham. Batman is forced to investigate and stop the Riddler and figure out why is he doing this, right? So just to let you know, guys, off the bat, this movie is not a Bruce Wayne movie. It's not going to be, okay, we're going to see Batman here and there and all about Bruce because Bruce is Bruce, No. Opposite. All about bats. We get to see a little bit of Bruce, but we'll get down to it in a few seconds. So, of course, the Batman portrayed by Robert was just great. Like, I can't tell you how happy and excited I was seeing him being Batman, and not just only any Batman, ladies and gentlemen. He was pretty much like, this movie was technically made for Batman The Long Halloween and also a little bit of Batman Year 2, which, for those that are kind of like understand what the fuck I'm talking about, Year 2, this is still Batman trying to figure out his ways. Like he is so strung up about the death of his family and trying to find these killers that the man loses sleep. Like, he doesn't know like how to turn it off for a bit, relax. He doesn't know how to be like Bruce Wayne, the billionaire playboy type of thing. He doesn't know none of that yet. So his mindset is, I need to go out there, find the bastards that killed my parents, and get it done. That's it. That's his mindset. Even though he's out there still taking out some crimes here, a little there, little things, but his main focus is just do that, ladies and gentlemen. And so you get to see him on the screen doing a bunch of things there. He's all like, just dark. He's just like, he just wants all the vengeance. Like, he wants people to be scared of the minute you see the bat signal and the shadows. That's it. Like, the minute you see a shadow somewhere around you, you're gonna worry because you're like, dude, he might be right there. And luckily in the movie they give you that feel like damn, dude, you just see a shadow. It's so dark in there, you don't even know what's going on. But overall, you just have that going on. And when you do get Bruce Wayne, which is very little in the movie, you don't get a typical Bruce Wayne like in all the other comic book movies or nothing like that at all. You get this dried up person. Like, he is so done. Like, he's done with everything. Like, you can see in his eyes, his face, his character, like, just gone. Like, that's it. He doesn't care about the family business. All he cares about is avenging his parents' death and getting answers on why, and a lot of people are pretty much pissed about it because they're like, oh man, this is not the Bruce Wayne I'd like to see. He looks so emo and stuff like that. But you got to remember, this guy is still dwelling over the fact that his parents are dead, you know? So he doesn't know how to really socialize. He doesn't know how to get around. Like, he'll look like right now, he'll go into a crowded room where there's a bunch of people and just stare at them. Like, he doesn't know, like, why is this happening? Like, I don't, like, he doesn't fit in. What?
Wait, I have to ask.
Tell me.
He's staring. He just goes into the room and just stares at people.
Yeah.
Like if he was staring at Bella Swan.
Kind of, maybe.
Sorry, I had to do that.
You're a dork. But
I know this.
You're a dork. But the thing is that, like, he'll go in there, he feels out of place, and he's just like, oh, like he's uncomfortable being around people and stuff like that. Like, knowing that he could be doing other things. Like, I'm telling you, the man pretty much lets you know that he's not sleeping. He feels nocturnal, like he can't sleep. He needs to do what he has to do. But another thing I gotta let you guys know about, besides Bruce Wayne straight back to Batman, that this is not your typical Batman again. He's more focused and into the whole solving the crimes thing. So he's being the detective, like in the comic books, how he is supposed to be. The greatest detective, if I'm not mistaken, right, Willie?
He's supposed to be the world's greatest detective. This is
correct. So here you see him pretty much portray that. He's there with Commissioner Gordon doing a bunch of things. Well, they didn't say Commissioner Gordon, they call him James Gordon for right now. So you're in that. Yet. Yeah, he's not a commissioner yet. So he's just there, but Gordon pretty much has him on this pedestal where he just tells everybody and the police officer, leave him alone. He's with me. So he'll take him to these scenes of the crimes, of all these things that are happening, which is caused by our buddy Riddler, which is played by Paul Dano. And I gotta say, man, the Riddler gave me Zodiac Killer vibes, dude. Like, the fact that his puzzles and everything was so cryptic, dude, it gave me that freaking vibe, like, big time, dude. And I gotta thank cousin Jose on that one, because I totally forgot about the Zodiac Killer, and it just kind of came on that way, dude. And I have to say that it like, seeing how this Riddler is not like any other Riddler, like in the TV shows and the movies and all that stuff, in the other movies, not this movie. This one's very dark. Like, this Riddler has, like, he has a personal debt that he has to handle in this movie, and he's making sure that everyone knows what's going on. Like, this is not messing around. This is almost like if you're watching the movie Saw with the Zodiac Killer.
Question.
And yeah.
Okay, you said you said it was like the Zodiac Killer.
Yes.
The movie that I came up with when you said that was Seven. You got Seven vibes?
Almost, kind of, sort of, kind of, in a way. In a way, yes. Like, almost like Seven. Because within the movie, he starts hinting off a lot of things. I really don't want to say too much, but I can give you that thought. I can give you that thought. It's kind of like Seven. And if you guys don't know, please look up the pilot or the plot of the movie Seven, and you'll have the idea. So when you're dealing with the Riddler, that's pretty much what he's doing. And the thing is that he knows something, but he's trying to get everybody to say it with him and kind of like get everyone wound up and stuff about it, right? So he's trying to cause all this chaos. And while all this is happening, we get to see Selena Kyle, played by Zoe Kravitz, which I know everybody's kind of mad at her because they're like, oh, she doesn't look like the typical Catwoman, all that. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to understand, she's not being Catwoman yet. She's not. She is a crook. She is a cat burglar, but she's not freaking Catwoman yet. She's still kind of trying to find her groove into who she is. Yes, they made a funny joke about it. They even showed it in the trailer about her having a bunch of cats. And it's kind of like, like letting you know, yeah, she is Catwoman, ladies and gentlemen. But she doesn't go by there. She just knows herself as Selena Kyle. And she works in a freaking, and like, I'm not going to say a go-go or anything like that, or a strip club or anything like that. It's kind of like a mob central in Gotham. That, you have pretty girls serving you drinks and probably doing other things, maybe in party favors, but it's not in that matter, right? So she works in there pretty much who runs the joint is no other than the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell. And I gotta tell you right now that guy is phenomenal. Even though we already knew the fact that he was gonna be in this movie, this guy was just off the wall awesome, Willie. Like, let's put it this way. The Penguin in this movie, he has a persona. You know, he doesn't walk around. He doesn't believe in all that shit. He does have a limp because I guess something happened to him, but they never explain it. And he also has, you know, kind of like a bunch of scars in his face, a gold tooth, a pretty long nose. And they just call him the Penguin. They just never described the why. Now, within the movie, you get to discover that the Penguin also has this character in him. And it's almost straight up like an Italian mob movie, dude. And like straight up mafia like style. And when they ask go ahead. Okay, so when they ask Colin pretty much like, where did he get this character, like how did he come up with this persona for the Penguin, he said, and pretty much I have to find it, he says he channeled Tony Montana, Tony Soprano, and Joe Pesci from Goodfellas to make the character that he has there in this movie.
I was afraid you were gonna say he had channeled Jared Leto.
Oh God, no, not even. But dude, but when you see this movie and you see like his character in this movie, it's just like holy shit! Like you wanted more screen time of Colin Farrell in this movie because of how fun that character was. And not only fun, you can see in his eyes that, you know, like something is off about him, and he is just there just to fuck with everybody. Like he's just there. And especially, of course, that, you know, in the trailer, the whole car scene and all that good stuff, you get to find out why and what happened afterwards. But I gotta tell you, amazing. You were gonna say something, Willie?
No, I'm just listening because I'm interested. I was interested in Colin Farrell's Penguin.
Yes.
I just, you know, because yes, the way you saw it in the trailers was nothing like you remember seeing in any and Batman Returns or in anything that has the Penguin in it.
Nothing, dude. Not even in the video game. Which in the video game he had, you know, a little action or whatever. No, this guy has like a heavy New Yorkin mob, like that style, like, you know, and he has like these little suits that he wears, and you know, he's like that type of mob mentality, which I was like, my God, this is awesome. And then the way he carries himself, great.
You said that he channeled who when with his performance?
Tony Montana, Tony Soprano, and Joe Pesci from Goodfellas.
Okay, so a Cuban, a New Jersey Italian, and a New York Italian.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
Oh my God. When you see it, you're going to be beyond okay. I'm telling you right now, Willie, ladies and gentlemen, that guy is awesome. And like the way he is, he's just freaking hilarious. But let me continue on, because even though I'm telling you about some of the bad guys in this movie, let's talk about James Gordon. And he did a lot, you know, he was plenty in the movie because he was technically there with Batman all the time, you know, trying to solve certain clues and riddles and stuff like that with the bats. And you can tell that he cares about Batman because he's the one that's helping Gotham out a lot. You know, he's putting all his effort in helping the police out, even though the police hate him. And it's no shock, because even in the comic books, you guys know that, you know, Batman's hated about the police because they just see him as a vigilante. And James Gordon in this movie was technically like, he was just there kind of like a support character for Batman at least, because if he didn't have James there and it was just all about Batman, I feel like the movie would have gone a little stale. But I feel that having James there, having some sort of connection to Batman and always sending out the bat signal every time when he needs them on certain locations, you know, it felt pretty good. It felt like if you're watching like one of the movies or something from the Batman, like a Batman series type of thing, not like the Batman movies that we know and love. We're like, oh my God, the action in this movie and the Batman. Like, this one was really good because it was just focused on him being a detective, which I appreciate a whole lot. And just the fact that he was working with James Gordon.
That's
Go
one
ahead.
aspect that you don't get to see that often in Batman movies, at least not to the degree that you're talking about.
No, 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 at all, dude. And that's the part that I appreciated more to see, because you just know James Gordon's there. You see him for a few minutes. Oh, that's James Gordon. That's it. He's gone. And then you'll see him because it's Batman being Batman, and Batman talking to Alfred, and Batman doing this and Batman doing that, talking to the bad guys, and that's it. And you don't hear about James Gordon barely, never. Here you see him a lot, and you see the connection they have with each other. Even some comic reliefs in some parts in the movie, which I adored. Now, another character in this movie was Alfred, which you don't see him as much as well, but you see him enough to see where he's guiding Bruce and Batman, because he pretty much lets him know, like, you know, hey, Master Bruce, you know, I see you had a long day. Here's some things. You know, we need you to show your face a little bit, because the people are getting worried, because, you know, business is going bad, and not bad. I'm just saying it hypothetically, because it's not, because he's still a millionaire, of course. But like, he needs to show his face. He needs to show up. He has to, like, pretty much find a way to get him out of that funk that he's in, because he's losing out on a lot of things. And it's a lot of the social skills and the fact that he has to run the family business. And my opinion, to be honest, I like the fact that he was there, even though it was not for a long time, but he was there for like certain important parts of the movie, which it was needed. And I think that, you know, Andy Serkis as Alfred was actually pretty nice. But now to give you guys a whole about this whole movie, overall, I love this movie. Hands down, I love this movie, and I love the pace this movie's in. It's a 3-hour long movie, mind you, 3-hour long, with an end credit. I'm not gonna see, it's all the way in the end. You can wait for it, watch it. It's pretty funny at least in my eyes, but it gives you a hint about something that you might have to go, maybe a secret that you guys have to find yourselves. But for a movie that's 3 hours, the pace of the movie is actually pretty well. Like, it doesn't give you time to get bored, or like, oh, okay, when this movie's gonna finish, or nothing. It's just such a good pace of action, like action, detective work, action, detective work, action, detective work, characters, and it just gives you all these things that are happening, to a point where when you see the movie finish, it's like, man, it's done. And when you look at the time, damn, 3 hours passed by. Holy shit. So I feel that this movie overall was great, dude. And I know there might be a lot of people out there that they're going to take this movie, like, they're going to take this movie and kind of like break it down bit by bit, because they're so used to the comics, and be like, you know, that was not part of the comics. How come that's happening in the comic book? Blah, 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 blah. Ladies and gentlemen, not everything has to be just like the comic. I mean, look what they've done with the Avengers and other things in Marvel. So in DC, I'm giving it kind of like that pass right there. Like, you know, they can do what they want to do, as long as the movie is great, entertaining, and it has some sort of lore like to the comics. I'm okay with it. At least some parts. Some parts could be, you know, a little, they can exaggerate a little bit. But overall, I think it was great. And again, like I pretty much let everybody know here, this is just my opinion. I enjoyed it. I'm sharing it now with you guys. I'm sharing it with Willie, for he can have at least some sort of brief idea of what the hell I'm talking about with this movie, until you and everybody here sees it. That's just pretty much my thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. And I really hope if you guys see this movie, please comment down below. I will love to get your opinion on this movie and share it. Please, again, no spoilers. There's no need for spoilers. We're grown up already. We can get past that, right? So yeah, Willie, that's technically the Batman in a nutshell. And in my opinion, like I said right now, it's up there, man. Like I definitely appreciate this movie a lot. And I thank Warner Brothers, the associates that send us these passes, Enrique Santo, for putting us pretty much online. It was just phenomenal, dude. It was a great time.
Pretty cool.
Yes.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, Willie, that's technically it, man. Wednesday we'll have more news and stuff like that, but we just wanted to cut down the movie news and break it down to just pretty much the impressions of the Batman, just to give you guys pretty much a brief you know, just a brief note of what's up, what's in the movie, for you guys can have an idea.
I do have a question.
Yes.
I do have a question. Okay, you haven't seen Uncharted.
No, I have not.
One of the things that we were going to talk about was the weekend box office. Uncharted's been doing pretty good.
Really? How much?
Like, I'm talking about, you know, not enormous, but 220 million globally.
Ah, it's not bad. That's not bad at all.
They did 23.2 in ticket sales this weekend. That brings its domestic haul to 83.3. Now, do you see the Batman cutting into that?
I think I do. Like, now that it's gonna come out on this week, and there's a lot of people right now. A lot of people are getting private screens, and they're gonna probably get early advanced tickets as it is right now to go see it, like really, really advanced. I think that movie is gonna surpass it. I have a weird feeling, and it's gonna probably be going. It's gonna go up there. It's gonna be. I have a feeling it's gonna be in theaters for a good while before they hit HBO Max and whatever. But I've been hearing word that they said that once it hit theaters, I think 2 weeks later, it goes right into HBO Max. So I'm not sure how that's going to affect the box office numbers, but only time can tell. And we will be here to give you that time and tell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us today on this amazing show. As always, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button just to know we come up with some amazing news, which is 3 times a week: Mondays, Wednesday, and Friday, and maybe a little something in between. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you on Wednesday, God willing. Peace.
Bye.